Okay, I'm going to be starting up my Robinson R44 Raven 2, and I'm going to be warming it up, which I'll probably crop out of this video because it's long, takes about 2 minutes, kind of boring. And then I'm going to take off from my landing zone here at an orchard, do a quick flight over the Wenatchee area, and then come in for a landing at the airport. We're doing rides at a big airport event. We do it every year, and we're just going to get over there. So I'm going to narrate this. If you don't like it, you can turn it off. This is real video. This is not fake. And the reason you don't hear the engine so much once it's running or the blades is because all the sound's going through the audio system, which is better for all of us. So I've got my master switch on. That's what turned on my intercom so I can narrate. And I'm going to push mixture full rich. And I'm going to prime the engine. And I give it a couple seconds. It was kind of cool last night. I like it to start on the first try, but this helicopter's got some hours on it, and sometimes it needs 2 shots. So got my finger on the starter button, which is on my collective, which is full down. The throttle is off, and I'm going to push that button, crank the engine, and hopefully it'll catch as I push in the mixture. So let's do it. And I told you it doesn't do it on the first time. I'm going to give it a little more priming. The blade's spinning just a tiny bit. I got to wait a little while so that the starter motor is definitely not moving, which it shouldn't be, and then try it again. There it is. And you probably can't hear it, but you can see the gauges doing their thing. What I did in quick succession is I turned on the strobe, which some people turn on in advance, but I'm used to a certain flow, so I didn't. I turned on the strobe, the clutch, which gets the blades spinning, and there's going to be some shake here because the blades are balanced for a certain thing, so it does vibrate a lot. You see my engine RPM coming up. I got to keep it between 50 and 60, so I'm giving a little bit of throttle. It's going to drag. The blades are dragging it down. Okay, so now the blades have caught. There's a clutch in the back. It's rubber belts, and they've caught. And so now it is idling at between 50 and 60% RPM. There's that shake. Part of it's because I'm parked on unlevel ground. Sometimes when you move the collective, you can get it to stop. I'm sorry, the cyclic. The clutch light's on. When the clutch light goes off, I can bring it up to warm up RPM. In the meantime, I turn on my radio, my GPS, my transponder's already on. The aircraft does have ADS-B out, so if you ever want to see where I've been, you could track it online. There's my N number. And the clutch light went out, so I bring it up to my warm-up RPM, which is between 60 and 70%. As I'm talking, I am wearing my headset. That's so I can talk to you, but I've got my right ear uncovered so I can hear if there's any kind of weird sound coming from the back, and there isn't. And at this point, I'm going to put on my seatbelt. And I'll leave the door open because it's kind of warm out. It's June 1st, and the airport event is the airport open house they have every year. And this particular year, they've got a B-25 from Payne Field that'll be doing rides as well. I'm going to cover up my ear. So what I'm waiting for here, it's actually going pretty quick, is I'm waiting for the cylinder head temperature to get actually all the gauges to be in the green. The oil temperature is pretty much there. The oil pressure is green. And I'm just waiting for the cylinder head temperature to get a little warmer. I'm going to close the door. This stuff here is for my iPad and my phone, power supplies for both, and I'm not going to be using those today. I'm probably not going to be doing video of the rides because the camera is mounted right where somebody would be sitting, and their head would, unless they were short, their head would block it. Okay, that's just about there. So I'm going to, it was pretty quick because it's warm out. So I'm going to bring it up to about 75% RPM. Going to do my mag check. Should be less than, I think it's 7% drop. All right, that's good. Needle split, needle split. And now I am ready to go. That wasn't so bad, was it? And hear that. That's the ATIS for the airport. I'll turn that on though. It'll probably start talking. Okay, so I'm going to bring the throttle back up. Notice that the needles here are matched. They should be. Make sure my friction is turned off. Both of them are turned off. Sometimes I do this stuff so automatically I don't even realize it. Okay, so I'm clearing around. Make sure there's nobody around. There isn't. Make sure the volume's up enough on this thing. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to pull up on the collective slowly. Get the helicopter light on its skids, which should happen pretty quick because I don't have very much fuel on board and I'm by myself. There's light on the skids. Whoop, there we go. And straight up, and then I'm going to pivot. And my friend has a runway here, so I'm going to take off down his little grass runway. And you might notice that there are power lines at the end, and I'm going to turn before I get to them. And I'm climbing out. There we go. My house is over here on the left. You probably can't see it. It's okay. This whole area is full of orchards. So over here we've got cherry and apple orchards. That orchard there, the dark colored green one, is a cherry orchard that I'm responsible for drying. Cherry season started today for me, but not that particular orchard. And Wenatchee area traffic, helicopter 7534 Delta is coming up on 3 Lakes. We are headed towards the river. We're going to go a quick flight around town before landing at the airport. We have a common traffic advisory frequency at Wenatchee. I make a call on it, say where I am, who I am, where I'm going. And if there's any other pilots that are out there, they would respond. And this is the 3 Lakes area, which for some reason only has 2 lakes, but hey, who's counting other than me? Up ahead of us is the Columbia River and the town of Wenatchee. I'm over Malaga right now. Across the river's East Wenatchee. Wenatchee is on my side of the river right here. It's a really pretty day. It's supposed to get up to 89 degrees, which will be pretty warm for doing rides. I'm cruising at 110 knots airspeed. Whoever made that call, we've got carrier, but no voice. What that means is someone pushed the talk button and no voice. So I don't know if it's broken or they just didn't say anything.
Pangborn Airport, how do you reach Super Cub 212?
Helicopter 7534 Delta, reach you loud and clear. Really nice day for flying. So I'll be flying this course probably a good portion of the day. Otherwise we go upriver. I usually let my passengers choose if they want up or down. We go to the bridge and then either up or down. The rides are the same length. And Wenatchee traffic, helicopter 34 Delta is coming up on the train yard, headed in on the Wenatchee side of the river, upriver at 1,200 feet.
Pangborn Field, Super Cup 212 Charlie Alpha. Taxiing to tie down for show.
Alright.
Sounds good.
And this is downtown Wenatchee. This is the car bridge, the walking bridge. And there's another bridge down there. There's a great loop trail that you can take bikes or hike or run on. It's 11 miles. So this is pretty much the tour that I'll be doing, except I'm doing it backwards. I'm trying to do more videos. I think there's a lot to show about flying helicopters. One of my videos became really popular, and it's kind of motivated me to make more. So here I am. If you look out on the river here, and I'm not sure how clear it is, you see there's a place where the water is glassy and there's a place where it's not. Usually the glassiness means there's no wind right there, and the not glassy either means current, which there is a little current of course, but also wind hitting the water. That's a thing that pilots use to estimate the way the wind is blowing and where the wind is blowing. Okay, I'm going to turn around here. I'm at the confluence of the Wenatchee River. Wenatchee Air Traffic Helicopter 7534 Delta is at the Wenatchee Columbia confluence, and we are turning inbound. So this next bit of video is probably going to be pretty cruddy with the sun shining in, but let's see how it goes. This is about quite a good bank angle, maybe a 45 degree. I don't usually turn that sharply with people on board. I was told that it makes people sick. Now we're over East Wenatchee, Wenatchee on the other side of the river. This area has lots of orchards, but also a lot of new housing. They're tearing out a lot of orchards and putting in houses, which is kind of a shame.
Wenatchee traffic, experimental 585 per kilo, 5 miles to the south, coming in on the 45 left downwind, 30 Wenatchee.
So that was a radio call from a plane coming in. He's to the south. He's going to be landing on runway 30. So that means he's going to be out in front of me. If he's 5 miles, he's really not that far. He's out here somewhere. He's going to be a lot higher than me right now. But of course, he'll come down lower once he gets closer. So I just have to keep an eye out for him. Helicopters don't have a minimum altitude. Airplanes do. I like to stay 500 to 1,000 feet up off the ground. I'm probably about 700 feet right now. Flying past a friend's house. And Wenatchee Area Traffic Helicopter 34 Delta is just south of the airport. We'd like to cross the runway midfield, land over by General Aviation.
Wenatchee traffic, experimental 585 per kilo, just turning downwind for full stop 30.
And Wenatchee Traffic 34 Delta will be crossing the runway low level midfield, landing by General Aviation.
Hey Maria, we're going to be stacking you guys up. The helicopter's down here on the corner a little bit in front of the FedEx ramp.
Okay, can I get fuel down there?
Yeah, we'll bring the truck down your direction here.
Okie doke, I'll land over by our area there. Okay, so they're positioning us down there. I just want to make sure nobody's coming. Sometimes they don't use their radios. And I'm descending, crossing the runway. And I think that's my guy right there. Oh yeah, there's our spot. Wow, not very big. Okay.
Wenatchee traffic, experimental 58 Papa Kilo, returning base 30, full stop, Wenatchee.
And Wenatchee traffic, helicopter 34 Delta's clear of the runway. I guess he's gonna put us all in here. I'm gonna... Nice posts. They do a really good job for us here at these events. So, didn't narrate my landing. Basically, reduced power, came in, slowed down, landed to my spot. Kind of rough, but not terrible. And now I collect this full down, and I bring it to between 60 and 70% RPM to cool it down, and tighten up the friction on the collective and the cyclic, and then I wait. So there's going to be 3 helicopters here, and if he thinks that all 3 of us are going to fit in that space, ooh, that ain't going to happen. But hopefully there'll be one of us on the ground at a time. So waiting for it to cool down. I mean, it's not that exciting. You don't need to watch the whole thing. Basically, I'm just waiting for the cylinder head temperature to come down a little bit more. Usually, I don't know, around 250, I guess it comes down to. And then I kill the throttle. Turn off the clutch, wait for the clutch light to go out, or wait 30 seconds, then pull the mixture to stop the engine, then wait for the clutch light to go out and use the rotor brake. And that's the end. I could turn off my electronics, although I'd like to leave the radio on in case he has anything to say to me. So I hope that you enjoyed this little video. I hope it wasn't too boring. I'm showing off a little bit about where I live and hopefully telling you a little bit about flying helicopters. I hope you subscribe to my channel, Flying M Air, and you'll get more videos, and I hope to be putting out, a couple of months at least, so stay tuned. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments for this video, and I'll try to address them in future videos. Thanks so much. Take care now. Bye.